Hey everyone. I just wanted to check in and just share some of the thoughts I've been having. I have been my brain has been in overdrive as an entrepreneur. I am not the CDC. I'm not going to talk about the virus or anything like that. I am not a professional in that. But what I am a professional in is entrepreneurship and business. And so it's been wild for me because I recognize how privileged and lucky I am that my whole team is remote. We can work from home. We offer digital goods, but I think my brain and my heart has been really just hurting thinking of all of the people that are pursuing their passions that aren't as fortunate or lucky as I am. So I wanted to share just a few things that are hopefully helpful today. And I want to encourage you to take what serves you and let the rest go. Good morning to everyone. So the first things first. So I'm taking an online course. I'm not selling any online courses right now. I'm sharing what I'm learning because I think what I'm learning can be applicable to you. And inside the course yesterday, it was all about mindset. And it was talking about the power of our words. And Drew and I literally just had this conversation because he's like, oh my gosh, it's only 10 o'clock. Conley doesn't go down for her nap until 1. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's already 10 o'clock. Wow. And we were just talking about the power of our words. And in the course I'm taking, they say the words we attach to our experience become our experience. And I want for you to think right now today, what words do you use that give you a visceral reaction? Like the word anxiety, it actually makes me clench up and feel tight in my chest. And so I have been thinking and almost just reverse engineering the way that my brain works and the words that I use to describe certain things. And when you say certain words, a lot of times we start to feel things, right? And so my challenge for you today is what words can you replace in your life that have this visceral reaction? I'm taking KBB, which is a course I just got done selling. It's not open right now. I'm leading my students through it. I'm not coming on here to pitch or sell. I'm coming on here to teach what I'm learning. And so I wrote down these notes from what I was learning yesterday. What words that you use that put you in a negative state, what can you replace them with? So what could we replace fear or panic or anxiety? What words could we replace them with? Even just saying unease feels a little bit better. It feels a little bit lighter. And so I've been thinking about that a lot just because even Drew and I, when he's like, oh my gosh, it's only 10 a.m. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's already 10 a.m. And just that tiny little shift can totally change the way that our body reacts, our nervous system reacts, and our mind reacts. And I have been just thinking the way that we are looking at this situation, it's unknown, right? It's making us uneasy. But if we start to understand that the words that we use have power, it can change our conversations that we're having. So give me hearts if this is making sense or enlightening you in any shape of the way, and I'll continue. So the other thing that I wrote down is just the way that we can show up. And so I have been, as an entrepreneur and a businesswoman, just been racking my brain. I've been texting my friends who run product-based companies, and I want to share some random insights that I've been having. So I was talking to a woman who owns an amazing shop in the town that we're in. It's super small town, Minnesota. And I texted her and I just said, how are you doing? How are you feeling? She said, honestly, this is really scary. We just hired our first employee. We're closing up shop. We're running off of foot traffic. And so I said, okay, could you jump onto Shopify or Squarespace or any type of platform and curate an online shop that has your top 10 products that sell really well and an opportunity for people to buy a gift card? And can you get that out into the community? Because I know that the community wants to help. And so if you can just curate even just a quick pop-up shop, whatever is easy for you to create today. And here's what I've realized as an entrepreneur is that so often we have these really big dreams, these big ideas. They're so grandiose. And a lot of times we wait for things to be perfect until we hit publish. But honestly, what we need to be doing is just getting stuff out into the world. And so if you run a brick and mortar or a product-based business, what can you do to get your offers out into the world? Because here's the thing. Well, it's a really insecure time financially for a ton of people. I will never ever belittle the fact that people are like fighting for survival right now and worried about paying their mortgage or keeping their lights on. That is the reality of the situation. But if we can focus, because there are so many people that want to help, but they're not sure how to help. If we can help by, let's say, product-based businesses creating just a curated pop-up shop with the opportunity for people to buy gift cards, that's one way. Service-based businesses, what you can do right now is sell gift cards, drop in and serve your community. I don't care what kind of business you are in right now. Show up and serve people. Love on them. Encourage them. Give them resources. Help them. No one wants to be sold to right now. Let me tell you, we're worried about getting toilet paper and diapers and milk. How can you serve your community right now? So service-based businesses. What are the things that you have been letting fall through the cracks because you've been so busy doing your actual service? This is a true call to action. Let me know if this is helpful, you guys. I have no script. I just jumped on here because I've been thinking so much. So service-based businesses, when this thing ends, and it will end, how are you going to be prepared to help your clients? What kind of resources could you be creating right now that are going to serve your clients, that are going to help them understand how to navigate once we get outside of this? Is your website something you're proud to share? So many times with service-based businesses, I'll ask them like, hey, let me go check out your website. And they're like, no. Don't go to my website. Go to my Instagram. My Instagram is more up to date. Update your freaking website today. Jump on and make sure that the work that you are sharing is the work that you are currently doing and currently excited about. Create blog topics and create content that will help your clients as we get out of this. There are so many things for service-based businesses. Look at your contracts. Are your contracts holding strong in crisis? Are your contracts something that you can legally lean on and know that they are supporting your greater good? There is so many things for service-based businesses to be doing right now. Do not be idle. I have shared so many times, and this is such a different scenario, but when we were waiting to start our family, I was paralyzed in my personal life. It could have just taken me under, but I did so much work in my season of waiting that grew my business to the place where it is today that allows me to have that total freedom. And so for service-based businesses, do not sit there and twiddle your thumbs and say, well, shoot, all my work is canceled. I don't know what to do. Start updating all of the content. Make sure you have a great email welcome funnel. Create a pricing guide. Update your website. Create blog content. Serve your clients. Answer questions before they ask them. Jump into conversations they're already having with themselves. And so I would just make sure that you are looking at your business and making sure that everything is sound so that when you get your service back up and running, there are so many things that you've been putting off because you've been so busy doing the damn thing that it is time for you to take a step back and get all your ducks in a row, whether that's your contracts, your emails, your CRM system, anything like that. Update. Now, the next thing that I was thinking about is for people that are in this space, that's the online space, there is more freedom right now and there is a more need for people to be learning online. One of the biggest blessings about what I do is that people want information. They want it now. They want it quickly. And if anyone is understanding this, if you were just following my last launch when we launched KBB, so many people were like, well, I don't get like online learning. Look at the world today. Netflix, like food delivery services. We want things and we want them now. This is the way that the education space is moving without a doubt. Businesses will thrive that are online and educating and filling in needs for other people. And so if this is the shift that you needed to understand that, then I'm glad that you're kind of being enlightened to this newer idea of what the world is moving towards. It's moving towards quick, easy learning, simplifying, saving time, helping simplify the situations. Okay. Let me see here. So Earth and Spoon, what's your advice for those of us in self-isolation and kids at home? It's so hard to work. 100%. So let me tell you, Drew and I were kind of laughing at our own situation today because we're so used to all of us being home. I work from home with my child at home all the time. So I am not above understanding the frustration and the hardness of this. And so some of it is you're just going to have to fit it in. If there's a nap time, brilliant. If it's after bedtime, awesome. I get that it's hard. We turned on a movie yesterday, guys. Like I was one of those people that was like, screen time, what? No, hi Tangled. Nice to meet you. Mama needs to get work done. And so everyone is just doing the best that they can. And so I understand that for so many people, like you never have this amount of time with your children. And this is a beautiful time to be pouring into your children. Like it is a time you will never get back. I know it's not a chosen season for many. However, I just really think that it's time for you to figure out like what this is going to look like for you and how your children are going to see you consume and learn. So for me, example, yesterday I was cooking in the kitchen. I never cook. Drew is always the cook, but whenever we're up at the lake house, I love cooking here. I don't know why. So I was cooking and I had my course on in the background. I just was playing it MP3 style and listening. Drew and Coco, they can do whatever they want. She's playing with her toys. We put her in the playpen. We let her play with her toys. She needs to occupy herself for a little bit and learn how to play by herself. And she's listening, but she doesn't know. I'm learning. I'm cooking. I'm learning. She's playing. That's like what my reality looks like. And I know that it comes from a place that might be totally different than your reality. However, I think a lot of times we can just kind of integrate learning into our lives in a different way. So whether it looks like if you're driving, which now hopefully you're just staying home, while you're in the shower, I play courses, I listen. There's just so much where I'm like, okay, we're going to take out pots and pans and we're going to take out wooden spoons and we're going to create a drum line in our house today. And that's what we're going to do for 5 minutes. But then after that, Mama's going to get back to cooking and listening to her course. So I am not an expert in parenting, let me tell you. But I just want to help encourage you to not feel stuck right now, because I just think that feeling stuck is the worst feeling in the world. Keep asking questions if you have any questions about business. That's what I feel like I'm maybe good at business. And so yes, learning does not have to be an extreme effort or strain, comes in so many forms and modalities. Thank you, Jen. I think that has been the thing that I've learned about learning is a lot of times we think we need to pause everything and sit down and have a fresh notebook and a pen and paper. I am learning while I'm doing life. Learning has become this integration. It's not trying to find the balance or find the time for it. It's finding, Tony Robbins calls it net time, which is like you're not adding anything extra. It's time that you'd be spending doing something anyways, whether it's laundry, shower, getting ready in the morning, cleaning the dishes. That's net time that you can be using to just bring joy to your life. I don't care. We started watching Netflix, Love is Blind. Is that what it's called? And first off, if I was on that TV show, I would totally be wearing this and not being in cute dresses and stuff for sure. But like we're still having fun. It's not like I'm sitting here like being like, we got to learn. But I'm like, this is a beautiful time. So many people. Here's my thing. And thank you so much. Zay Style says this is helping so much. Here's what I want to tell you right now. And this is going to be harsh, but I think sometimes we need a little bit of tough love. When I was at my Aerie event last weekend, all of my Aerie sisters, there are so many amazing women in the Aerie family. And a lot of them, their lives revolve around events. So they're constantly on the go speaking to other people's audiences. And my friend Molly Burke, Molly, I love you. She's an incredible YouTuber if you haven't caught her yet. She was saying, Jenna, like my next 6 events are canceled. And I wasn't being negative when I said this, but I go, Molly, I cannot wait to see what you do with your time. Hi, Jessica Nabongo. I love you. I said, Molly, I cannot wait to see what you do with this time that you're being afforded. She is a content creator. She creates the most incredible content. And I was thinking, I don't know how she's creating all this content while constantly on the road. She's traveling all the time. She has a guide dog. She has her mom with her. And I was like, I cannot wait to see what you create when life forces you to just sit down and have time to think again. And I think what I'm so passionate about, what I'm so just like, I just want everyone to have this, is that Every single time I've grown as a human being and as a business, it's because I've been allotted time. And time is a decision. And again, this is coming from a place of privilege. I know that there are people out there right now that are worried about just surviving this. And I don't want to downplay this by any means. But if you are in a place where you are being afforded time right now, it is the biggest gift you can give yourself. Every time that my business has spiked and gone up and gone up and grown, it's because I've had time to ask myself, what am I passionate about? What am I curious about? What have I been dying to try? What could serve my audience right now? What have I been wanting to create? What has been at the bottom of my to-do list but needs to go to the top because it's going to move the needle more? And so when my friend Molly was like, oh my gosh, my next 6 events are canceled, I got excited. As someone who loves what she creates, I'm like, I can only imagine what you're going to create, what you're going to dream up, what's next for you when you give yourself that time. And so while this is peculiar, see how I'm using words, peculiar instances for us to be challenged with this notion, there is something inside of me that while feeling at unease, also feels excited. And I swear, I just feel like I'm straddling this line of like, this is terrifying and this is crippling and this is scary, but this is also challenging and this is room for growth and this is time with our families, time thinking, time dreaming, time being still. And so I don't know what's going to come, but I know that all I care about is being a resource to you in any way that I can physically pour out my thoughts, my actions, my deeds, my resources. I want to create things that make you feel excited again, that make you dream a little bit harder. And that's like my mission right now. I gave my team a 4-day weekend. They deserve it more than anyone. And so I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, advice on a dry cleaning store. What can I do to innovate? Okay. So with dry cleaning, it's obviously foot traffic. So you likely have a list of customers that come in on a weekly or monthly basis. Can you proactively reach out to them and say, hey, this is tumultuous times for us. I know that you rely on my services and I really want to survive this. Would you be willing to make a deposit for the next 2 months that we can make up when everything opens back up again? If you do not have a list of your clients and a way to reach them, you guys have to have something that you own. You have heard me 1,000,000 times over talk about the importance of an email list, right? And so, sorry, I'm trying to get my comments all weird. And so if you do not have a way to reach out to your clients, you have to have one. You need to create one. But for any service-based businesses, like I want to reach out to my hairstylist, my eyebrow waxer, my nail salon, I want to reach out to them and say, hey, can I just pay in advance for the next few months to help you get cash flow in so that you can survive and you will be there to serve me when all of this ends. And so it's really, really important that you have a list of your clients and you know your clients. You know that Mark brings in his suit every Monday and he comes and picks it up on Wednesday. And so I want for you to really be thinking, do you have a way to contact your customers, especially you service and product-based businesses? You have to have an email list. This is not a plug. This is a free 5-day challenge, and it helps you grow your email list. If you go to, let me type it in here, jennakutcher.com, sorry, let me type this in for you, .com/list build challenge over the next 5 days. If you follow what I do, it's called the 0 to 250 challenge, and it will help you grow your email list and start your email list. Let me pin it here. Again, this is not a plug, but if you do not have a way to reach out to your clients, product or service-based businesses, and to share what your needs are and how people can support you through this, you have to start right there. Okay, let me look here. Delivery services. Again, reach out to the people that are a part of your delivery services. So we use HelloFresh and we get Daily Harvest and things like that. Reach out to your client database. Let them know how they can best support your business right now. if people were reaching out to me and saying, Jenna, I know that you come to my pub all the time. One of my best friends in the world, Erin, runs a pub in the small town that we used to live in. And I texted her today and I'm like, if you have any advice on how we can support you, please let me know. If I were getting emails, shoot, let me check my link on that. Sorry, it might be the wrong list builds, grow. Can anyone Google Jenna Kutcher 0 to 250 list build challenge and see if that works? Sorry, I can't remember all of my links. But if businesses were reaching out to me today saying, hey, I know that you're a patron of this bar or this restaurant. Here's what you can do in the middle to just help us survive this. I would be all in. I would be ready to help. And if people aren't reaching out, I don't know how to serve them. I am proactively reaching out to our gym and the nail salon. Like, how can we help? And so, one, thank you. Thank you so much, Pina and Katie. Okay, thank you so much. If you guys look, so if you just Google 0 to 250, here, sorry guys, 0 to 250. Yes, you guys are all posting it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you reach out and just tell people how, I'm going to pin your comment, Laura. Thank you. How people can support you, you will come out alive. People want to help. If you think of the amazing Mr. Rogers quote where it's like, whenever there's a crisis, look for the helpers. People want to help. So if you are an entrepreneur right now and you do not have an email list or a way to reach your contacts, please let these next few days be your chance where you create a database so that whenever anything happens, you're not relying on social media with algorithms. You're able to drop into inbox and just say, here's how you can help me right now. And guess what? Not everyone's going to be able to help you, but people really want to step in and do the work. So service-based, we've talked about product-based. We've talked about, let's talk about the wedding industry right now. Paige, I see that you're on here right now. So one of my dear friends, the legal Paige, has been talking a ton about contracts. If you need resources, the legal Paige and Christina Scalera are two of my favorite people in the world, two people that I just love, and they help with contracts. So they are lawyers that work in the creative industry that help with contracts. So the first thing you need to do is to make sure that your contracts are sound. There's a ton of lingo that I don't fully understand, but that they are teaching on to help people with that. The second thing that you need to be thinking about is that we're all going to come out of this. So how can you be serving your clients and putting them at ease right now? I was texting my friends last night. I literally have not stopped reaching out to business owners and like, what can we do? How can we get through this? And I was talking to two of my girlfriends last night and I said, the best thing you can do right now is to serve your audience. Selflessly serve. People are going to remember the helpers. People are going to remember those people who showed up with resources, who helped, who made them feel seen and heard or encouraged or joy. And so show up right now. The way that you show up is so exemplary of the way that you serve your clients in real life. So if you need to hop on Skype calls, Zoom calls, whatever, but the entire industry is going to be feeling this. And so what's going to happen is that there's likely going to be this rush to secure any dates once we come out of this. And so you need to be preparing that your busy season probably is going to get busier. What I'm guessing is going to happen is that brides are going to snatch up Sundays and Fridays, maybe even Thursdays. And all of a sudden, you photographers, designers, like wedding planners, you're going to be working 2-3 day weekends, which can be a beautiful thing in terms of cash flow. But what I'm imagining is that the brides that weddings are being canceled right now, they're going to snatch up the next available dates once we get out of this mess. And so you need to be prepared to handle the busy season. Maybe start talking to editors, like photo editors, to get someone on your team so that when you hit this busy season, you are going to be able to manage that workload. And that will give an editor a job and security. And so we're just trying to figure out like how can we all band together as entrepreneurs to support each other and to just say, how can I help? And if you're not getting out there and just saying, here's how you can help, food photography. Shoot right now. Start building up your portfolio. Megan, while you are at home, create resources. Why do people need food photography? Why will restaurants see growth if they hire you? You need to be educating. This is a really great season to educate people and to help people understand why they need your service. Chances are you've been able to get by on word of mouth. Well, here's your time to show up and serve, to paint yourself as an expert, to help people understand how you can help them. And so you can still be shooting food while you're home. You can give examples of an iPhone versus a camera photo. You can explain how brands that have professional food photography sell X amount. You can do research. Like, there's just so many things. So I am just trying to serve as best as I can in this unknown season. And there's just so many businesses. Dog walker, reach out to your clients and say, hey, here's the deal. If you want me around when all this ends, can you pay in advance for the next few months? This applies to everything. Guys, if you have your client database and you can reach out, this was not supposed to be a discussion about email lists, but if you have no way to quickly reach out to all of your clients, all of your patrons, all of your number one fans and say, hey, here's the deal. Being an entrepreneur is freaking hard and this is really unknown. These are the ways that you can support me and my company right now. Then your first priority needs to be how to grow an email list. That's what you need to do. I don't care. From the core of my being, if I was your business coach, I would be telling you to do this right now. We can drop into the inbox of hundreds of thousands of people with a click of a button and just serve them up content. And so you need to be communicating what you need. If you run a business, you'll see people are sharing posts of companies that are like, hey, here's the deal. We're closing down. This is what this means for us. And this is how you can help us get through this. And so anyways, I am going to be popping on all week with my thoughts if this is helpful. I hope that you are feeling okay, I can do things. I have action items. I can get to work. There's work to be done, friends. While we are still, there is so much work that can be done. There's so much that can be built while we are forced to just pause. And I just want you to know all of the times that my business grew was when I had the bandwidth and the time. So thinking of you all so very much. I am here for you. I am supporting you. We have no plans to sell a dang thing. All we want to do is just get content into your hands. I have a highlight started in my profile that says free help. And we're just going to be pulling any episodes that we can that make sense, that can just help you kind of get to grips, how you can just be actionable and how you can continue to grow. So I'm thinking of you all. I love you all. And just keep telling people what you need help with. There are so many helpers out there. People need help and they want to help. So tell people how they can help you. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.